this is your chopstick girl, Brittany Butler. I just wanted to let you know I need some headshots. I'm going to be in the Mrs. Utah pageant in 2 months, and I really wanted to give them images that I took. Just because I think it's going to make it more meaningful, more powerful, being a photographer, saying that I took my own headshots. So what I have is, I have a stepladder right in front of me that the laptop is sitting on. I have my ring light with my camera set up, and you can see a cord dangling there, and all the kids' toys in the back room. I'm downstairs in my walkout basement, trying to get as much light as I can. I also bought a Pro Master shutter release, a wireless shutter release, so that I can just click it and have the camera, so I'm not standing up and doing 2-second timers the whole time. So this is going to be a lifesaver for me. So I can take the images, I can see the images because my camera is connected to the computer, and then I can kind of keep track of how is my shoulder, is it dropped enough, is my hair in my eyes, am I, sticking my neck out too far, do I need to suck in a little bit, do I need to pop my collarbone, things like that. I'll be able to check in real time rather than getting up and going back and forth between me and the camera. I just need a headshot from about here up. I have 2 different backdrops I'm going to be using, just a solid white, and then I have a gray fabric that I'm going to use. And so, I don't know. I'm determined to make it work, but we're going to see how easy or difficult this is. So far, I've spent about 2 hours setting all of this up, making sure that everything works. So right there, we're at a disadvantage, but I'm super determined that I will get my own headshots. So let's see how this works. Hey guys, so headshots are done, and here they are. They turned out so good. I am so happy with how these turned out. But I do need to tell you that I had to do it twice, because the first batch, I did it. It was amazing. I was in the groove, and I luckily didn't take down any of my equipment. I went and downloaded the images onto my laptop and started looking at them, and I realized they were all out of focus. Yay! But I'm actually grateful for that little blip, a little mix up there, because when I did it the second time, because I got to go through most of the images the first time, even though they were out of focus, I could tell which images looked best for me, which was this shoulder dropped, okay, pop this shoulder, and then this shoulder just slightly out, okay? So some of the images, I had rotated the shoulder back like that, looked not as good as if I brought it just a little bit, and I had just a little bit of a peak of a shoulder here. I really got to focus on how my smile, like, do I want a really big smile? Do I just a little bit? So looking at those images was really helpful, because the second time I did it, I made sure I was in focus. It was much better. My images are tack sharp now, but I did it really fast. I only did 150 images, and I knew that I got them and they were in focus and amazing. Would I recommend for you guys to do your own headshots? And I say absolutely. It was so cool to focus on myself and really, like, this was really technically difficult. Like, it was really challenging for me, but it was so good for me to see exactly what looks best for me, for pictures for me. And I see a lot of photographers, you guys need headshots. We're not excluded from that category of needing headshots. You guys need headshots for your websites, for promotions that you do, for awards that you've done. I've seen you guys. So doing your own headshots, even though it's very difficult, I recommend doing it at least once, because it really taught me what is my best look, what looks best for me, for my body, for my face, what smile. So I totally recommend everybody doing this at least once. Every photographer, every model, It's so important. It's so amazing. Clients maybe that you work with a lot, this would be really helpful to have that camera or the laptop set up and to have a live feed so that they can see and adjust themselves. It was so beneficial. It was so amazing. Yes, do it one time. I don't recommend to do this all the time. What if I had another photographer come in and do my pictures? It probably would have only been an hour, and I would have gotten a significantly wider range of images to use. But for me doing them myself using a remote trigger, one light, which is what I wanted to keep this really simple, it worked great. I will say though that on the gray image, I wish I had a little bit of a fill light in the back. My hair does get a little bit lost. I think for what I need the images though, which is just print work, it's gonna be fine. And all I did was I just kind of lightened this up post-process to kind of separate the hair a little bit from the background. So I think that would be the only critique, is just having a little bit of fill in the back on that gray background. But honestly, everything else looked great. It was super challenging, but honestly, those projects that are hard and make you work sometimes are when you really grow as a photographer and you really learn with hands-on stuff, and it really makes you struggle. So if you guys have ever done anything crazy like this, let me know. Leave it in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. I know doing your own personal family photos sometimes is really a struggle using a timer. I've known people who have done that. So I want to hear all about it. And tell me if you guys have done any of your own personal photography work. And don't make me feel like I'm the only one out here trying this. But yeah, tell me about it. Leave it in the comments. Make sure you guys subscribe, hit the bell so you'll hear all of our new content. And I just thought that this was fun, and I'd share a little personal thing that I worked on with you guys. Hey, say sushi.